So, Mike, as a follow-up question, we talked about culture in regards to talent war. And we all know that job seekers these days, they do research. They go to the company website. They want to know what the company is going to look like. They go on LinkedIn, social media, Glassdoor. They want to have a sense where they're going to work, because at the end, that's going to be where going to be productive and where they're going to work. So in terms of culture, which is also a key component for recruitment for both parties, either for the employer or the employee. And sometimes it's all about, they say it's all about cultural fit. So in that sense, based on your experiences as a consultant and coach, what tips you can give to employers in creating a great culture that can be attractive to this pool of people applying for jobs?
Yes. Boy, creating the great culture is truly the challenge that companies have. And I think some of the best examples is to look at the companies that seem to be doing it very well. And doing it well in the sense that they have alignment from all the different parts of their organization, all of the different disciplines of the organization are aligned to a core set of values.
Yeah.
So even though each person doesn't act the same, they all act very much genuinely to themselves, because they can bring their uniqueness and their talents and their ideas and align and focus on the core values and the outcomes of the company. Like Southwest Airlines, when we experience flying on Southwest Airlines and the way the flight attendants interact with us, the way the gate agents, all the way down to the survey and the communications before and afterwards, we get a sense of what that culture is, even though we're the consumers to it. And when you talk to people inside of Southwest Airlines, they will tell you that from the CEO down, they really live those values that they express. Patagonia is another company that I think shows consistency. And I use those models, Mahar, because I think they point to what's missing in a lot of other cultures. Companies will point to the words that they put on their website or on the walls, right, and say, these are our beliefs, these are our values. And you may or may not ever experience them depending on who you work for in the organization.
Yeah.
And so the alignment of leadership to really live with those values, because culture in the end, I believe, is how each individual experiences their environment. And it's not a solid state, it's a very fluid, engaged and dynamic process.
Yeah, as I said, sometimes walk the talk and not just talk it, right? And and also you mentioned that the alignment is very important, that people who are applying to the job, not necessarily to have 5 of the core values aligned. They can be, let's say, 4 of them, but they can also bring their uniqueness, and they're open to the other ideas or other opinions. Let's say if the core value is teamwork, of course they have to have that team value experience, but it doesn't mean that when they are hiring based on culture, it's not just creating mini-me. It's not that all of the people are the same ideas. They have the same vision and values, but they can also contribute and bring new ideas. Do you think that in terms of value, let's say, if the company has 5 values, is it necessary for the person applying to have those 5 values aligned, or is it okay 4 of them aligned and 1 is not opposing, but he doesn't have it? So I was just wondering your opinion about that.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I think it could be difficult to draw a line that connects each of those 5 dots. Yeah. And I say it for this reason is, one of the core values might be honesty, and we're going to both jump in and say, well, yes, that's a good one, right? I want to, I'm
honest person.
I'm all about that until I ask a question or give an honest opinion. It's like, not that honest. We don't.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's hard to draw those defined lines to each of them. Generally, you'll see a belief system for a company. And I think alignment to the overall belief system. And that belief system is how well are they focused on attaining their vision. And I think alignment to that more holistically is much more important than, you know, direct connectors to each of the particular elements.
Yeah, I totally agree.